Verse 11, just as it was during the period of the first visitation, concerning which he spoke through Ezekiel. And this is what we just read. What he spoke through Ezekiel, to set a mark upon the foreheads of them that sigh and cry. But the rest of them were delivered to the sword that avenges with the vengeance of the covenant. So they took out vengeance to the rest of them. And this is how it would be today. The Most High is marking the righteous, then the wicked. They will be marked for death. And this mark, I don't care. If you're in the wrong place at the wrong time, you will get yourself caught up. Those people in Noah, we're living in the days of Noah and the days of Lot. And those people that was caught up during that time period, they all got washed away. During Lot time period, all of those in those cities, they all were destroyed. You had old, young, you had rich, you had poor. They were all destroyed. It says, and this also shall be the judgment of all them who have entered into his covenant, who will not hold fast to these statutes. They shall be visited for destruction through the hand of the enemy. This is the day on which Yahuwah shall visit, as he has spoken. He's going to visit, and he's going to do what his word says he's going to do. And you have to be a crazy man not to believe what he's going to do. All right. We also see Revelation 7:3. Do not hurt the earth, the sea, the trees, till we seal the servants of our mighty one on their foreheads. So we know they got this from scripture. They got this, that he will put a mark on the righteous, and they can't touch or destroy the righteous. They knew this. All right. This is Psalm of Solomon 15. We're going to find out about these marks. You're going to find out what mark you have. We're going to see him marking the righteous along with the wicked. It says, when it goes forth against from the face of Yahuwah against the sinners, to destroy all the substance of sinners, for the mark of Yahuwah is upon the righteous, that they may be saved. So he put a mark upon the righteous that they may be saved. This is what this mark is for the righteous, that they may be saved. So the question has to be asked, what mark do you have? You have a mark. You've been marked. It's my prayer that you've been marked for righteousness, and you've been marked to be saved. If they have the mark of the Most High, it's my prayer that you're the righteous. But then there are those that's wicked. You know, these people that's caught up worrying about the wrong things. We got Jacob's trouble knocking at the door, and they are caught up and worried about the wrong thing. I did a video a couple years ago. Our people worried about the wrong thing. They're concerned about the wrong things. And I go through a list they're concerned about. Here we go today. We're still concerned about the wrong thing. And we're not looking at the big picture. What is it going to matter? All these things you're worried about, you're concerned about. What is it going to matter? And you don't even make it to the wilderness. And you experience death and famine among gooey. What is your argument going to do? Who's going to be listening to your argument? Who's going to be listening to you when you said there is no Mashiach? Yahushua did not exist. Yahushua is not the Mashiach. Where will your argument be when Jacob's trouble come? Where will your argument be? Ahaya is his name, and that's all the name it is. And I don't care what no one says. Ahaya is his name. And they are listening to these camps that has been taken down by the government. Where will your argument be? Putting a W in the Most High's name, Yahuwah. Yahuwah. Putting a man-made letter in the Most High's Kadash name. This defiles the name. This makes the name nothing. This is what the scriptures, this is what, you see, they're doing something we're commanded not to do. That's to take his name in vain. When you make it vain, you make it nothing, not. And this is what he's saying. We're worrying about all these different things. You don't have the right Sabbath. How you know that's the Sabbath? You should be following the moon. You should be doing this, that. Don't be eating no meat. We should be vegetarians when the vegetables are corrupt. You see, they're worried about the wrong things when the Most High told them, come out of her. He told us to come out of it. They're not concerned about that. He says, I will only save those that's found within my land and within my borders. When I give these people these scriptures, they have nothing to say. They don't want to talk about that. Salvation coming from within the borders? Your argument is what? So we see famine, sword, and pestilence shall be far from the righteous. I have to say this again. Famine and sword, famine and death and pestilence shall be far from the righteous. Why? The righteous got up and left that mess, just like the Most High, when they started committing abominations in his house. He left that mess. He left it. So the righteous going to come from among all these lands. And when the righteous come out and within the borders, then he's able to protect them. Famine and death will be among the heathen. Now, where will you be? This is the question for all those people that's concerned about the wrong thing. This is his name. That's his name. When we go in the wilderness, everything will be cleared up. So you say all the New Testament is false. That's your claim. That's your argument. Where will you be found when this happens? Will you be among the heathens where death, famine, and pestilence going to be found? Where will your argument be? And the righteous going to be far from this, because the righteous will be in the wilderness getting untainted Kadash word. That group will no longer walk in a form of righteousness and a form of wickedness. You see, the Dead Sea Scrolls tell us, until the end, we're going to walk in both wickedness and righteousness because of all the deception that's upon us. Remember the message, deception upon us? The Most High give all these messages on this channel, and these people never comment on these messages, never comment on this, but they still on the wrong. They're commenting about the wrong thing. So where will you be? What's your mark? And I've started asking these people these strong questions. And right now they're ignoring the questions. And I'm going to continue to ask the questions. And they have no answers for these questions that I asked them. Here's another question. What mark do you have? Here's another question. What is the mystery to come? I asked one, what's the mystery to come? They ignored me. No answers. These people are lost, I'm telling you. And they are working for the enemy. Make sure you understand this, righteous people. The righteous people understand this. Don't let these people trip you up. Right now, I've just been removing their comments. They're not saying nothing derogatory. They just, I'm removing the comment. But if it continues, I'm going to start blocking these people. Just because of what they're trying to do. They're trying to get people to know and understand. It's a chance the Mashiach don't even exist. He never came. There is no Mashiach. So where will you be? What mark do you have? Famine, death, pestilence shall be far from the righteous. The righteous will be in the wilderness. Where will you be? For they shall flee away from look at this. They're going to flee away from the wicked ones as men pursued in war. But they shall pursue sinners and overtake them. Now, here's the righteous. When the righteous get to the point where they get equipped in the wilderness, who do you think the war is going to be against? You're going to have the righteous, the sons of light, versus the sons of darkness. Woe to them that's found amongst many people. And they that do lawlessness shall not escape the judgment of the Most High. Watch out with your lawlessness. Christians, watch out with your lawlessness. You're full of lawlessness. As by enemies experienced in war, shall they be overtaken. For the mark of destruction is upon their foreheads. What mark do you have? Let me tell y'all this, and let me understand this. And I have to understand this myself. A lot of these trolls that come to the channel, a lot of these trolls are marked for destruction. The mark of destruction is on their foreheads. I can't see it, but I can tell what comes out of their mouth, what they're marked with. Because from your heart, from the abundance of your heart, your mouth speak. What's inside of you, you speak it. And wickedness is in them. So we see those with the mark of destruction. We saw the mark of righteousness. Here's those that's marked for destruction. And they will get the order to destroy you, to kill you. You will experience famine and death among the heathens. None of these people talk about those videos, those messages, but they still worried about the same thing. They worried about, oh, there is a sound the letter W makes. There was a letter W in the ancient Paleo-Hebrew. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. The scripture Isaiah told us wisdom would be the stability of your time. These people are not operating in this wisdom. They're playing around with the wicked one. And the inheritance of the sinners is destruction and darkness. Here's your inheritance. And their iniquity shall pursue them unto Sheol beneath in the earth. There is no spiritual place. It's a physical place that's going to hold these people beneath Sheol. You will be in Sheol. Then you will hear screaming. You will hear agony and pain. And you're going to be down there worried about the letter W. Never made it to the wilderness. You're going to be down there worrying about the name Ahiah, Ashar, Ahiah, and you never make it to the wilderness. You're going to be down there worrying about the letter W, the sound the letter W making. There was a W in the ancient Hebrew. You're going to be down there talking about, Hebrew. And there is no, and I'm telling these people, I'm trying to help them. There is no word in the scripture, in the original Hebrew. It was created. It's Abri. And I tell these people this, it goes right over their heads because they don't want to learn. Their minds has been polluted. They are within the land of wickedness and confusion, and they don't even have coming out on their minds. These people are marked for destruction. We don't have time for you. We're sorry. You don't believe the Most High's word. You stuck on what you've learned from a wicked camp. Let me say something about these camps. They're doing something now. These camps, they're marking them. Yesterday, I saw the camp on the news. Yeah, they're on the news. Fox News. The racist Fox News. And they're speaking those camps in the street that's cussing people out. That's so wicked. They're so mean. They're so hateful. They're so evil. There's no love in them. They're not of us. I told y'all. The Most High gave us that message. Who are we? And they got that name, Hebrew Israelite. That came from the authorities and the people using Hebrew Israelites and trying to call us Hebrew Israelites. I told you, we had to separate from that. We are not black Hebrew Israelites. That's a lie. Only the righteous know this. That is a bold-faced lie. You will never see black Hebrew Israelite in the scripture. We are Bani Yasharal. We know this. And they still want us to call us black Hebrew Israelite. Well, they're putting them in a basket and they're saying they all are alike. They're hateful, they're violent, they're extremists. Now you're going to become the terror. And you got it. Jacob's trouble will kick off with the black Hebrew Israelites. And they're going to be after all, because they're saying these camps out there are speaking for all of us. This is what they're saying on the news, on Fox News. This is what they're saying, and this is what will go forth. They know who you are. They know who we are. But they're going to try to put us in the barrel with the wicked. But it ain't going to happen. Most High is not going to see to this. It says, for the inheritance of sinners is darkness. The iniquity shall pursue them unto Sheol. Their inheritance shall not be found of their children. For their iniquity shall lay waste the houses of the sinners. And sinners, here we go. You're going to perish forever in the day of the Yahuwah's judgment. These sinners are going to perish. They didn't believe the Most High. They were stuck on what they learned from. Some of us stuck on what we learned from Christianity. Some of us stuck on from what we're learning from the camps. They are stuck. And I've said it before and I'll say it again.